Well, that was weird.
I'm so wasted.
I'm sponsored by God.
Directed by Julius Ona, the Cloverfield Paradox has a very big ensemble cast. I'm not even going to bother to list all of the names of the people in this movie, but I will say that the lead, I'm gonna have to read her name because it's too hard to pronounce by memory. Her name is Mbatha-Raw. Yeah. So the premise of this Cloverfield movie is basically the world, the Earth it's running out of energy. We're all gonna die, but there's this new energy possible device that if we test it and make it work in space, then we'll be able to have sustained energy for forever. And so some of these astronauts are sent up into space to test this weapon, and eventually the weapon works, but there are some side effects. One of those side effects has to do with alternate dimensions becoming very well known to us. That's all I'm going to say for the premise. Now, my history with the Cloverfield franchise is the first Cloverfield movie, I thought the first half was really tense, really thrilling, but the second half of the first Cloverfield movie, it kind of fell apart for me. I was able to catch, I could predict every scare that was going to come along, and I overall did not like the first Cloverfield movie. Now, 10 Cloverfield Lane, I liked about 95% of that movie. I loved 95% of that movie. The ending, I still haven't made up my mind on. I thought it was really bizarre and jarring when I first saw it, but I've heard arguments as to it being a great ending, and I've also heard arguments as to it being a terrible ending. Haven't made up my mind on it, but now with the Cloverfield Paradox, I was very intrigued. I was very curious to see how this movie was going to turn out, because I had heard there's all this production hell, and they're releasing it on Netflix instead of theaters. So I was like, it's going to be terrible. Is it going to be good for some reason? I mean, what am I going to think of it? I just didn't know, but I was curious. And well, now I have watched it, and I haven't watched any reviews by other people. Although one of my friends, I just recommended the movie to him, and he was like, really? I heard it was terrible. And so I assumed that the critic scores are pretty terrible, but for me personally, I really dug the Cloverfield Paradox. Thought all the acting was good. The leading lady, Gugu, whatever her name is she was really good. Also, David Oyelowo was very great. Pretty much the whole cast I thought was very good. Also, the German scientist I can't remember what his name is, but he played the villain in Captain America: Civil War. All of the acting, I approved of it. I approved of all the acting. And I thought the concept of this movie was really great. I don't really want to give away much of what the movie's about, because that's kind of the whole secrecy of Cloverfield. They just released the trailer for the Super Bowl, and so it's on Netflix. You should just go watch the movie, decide for yourself. But I thought the concept was really cool with the alternate dimensions, and it's a Cloverfield movie, so yes, there are creatures in this movie. If you were really expecting a ton of creatures in this movie, sorry, you're going to be very disappointed. But if you're really looking for a really good sci-fi horror / thriller movie, I think it's a good one. I don't care what anybody says. I really dug the Cloverfield Paradox. Maybe upon second viewing, I'll change my opinion, but personally, I really liked this movie. The only downsides to the movie that I really noticed were in the way, like, I didn't think the suspense. I didn't think it was quite as suspenseful as as 10 Cloverfield Lane. 10 Cloverfield Lane, most of that movie was just like, it was terrifying. For me though, the suspense was very good in the eerie, kind of mysterious, and just like, what the heck is going on way. And I liked the ending to this movie. It had a similar ending to the ending of 10 Cloverfield Lane, where, you know, there's crazy stuff happening. I'm not going to say exactly what crazy stuff happened, but if you remember at the end of 10 Cloverfield Lane, you'll know what I mean. It has a similar ending, but I thought it was set up better than the way it was set up in 10 Cloverfield Lane. As of right now, as I said, you know, I may change my tune on this movie upon second viewing if I decide to watch it again. But as of right now, I really, really liked the Cloverfield Paradox. I mean, I really dug it, and I don't care what anyone else thinks. I thought it was a very good movie, and I would recommend it. I may regret this later if I watch this movie again and see all the flaws that other people may be pointing out, but as for right now, The Cloverfield paradox gets an A for awesome. So tell me, have you seen the Cloverfield paradox? If so, tell me what you thought of it. Leave your comments in the comment section below and let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like it and subscribe. Tell your friends about the channel.
I'll never forget to be